everyone, I'm Liz Burrell and welcome to the Big Green Egg Grilling Show. Each week it's our goal to inspire new ideas for grilling, smoking, roasting, baking, and of course tips, tricks, and great cooking segments. During each show we'll introduce you to new Big Green Egg accessories and how best to use them, as well as answer questions from various social media channels, as well as questions sent to mailbag@biggreenegg.com. Thanks for tuning in. Now let's get on to those mailbag questions of the week. So our first question is Ron from Atlanta. Why is it important to switch gloves or wash your hands in between prepping meat and vegetables, even if both are being cooked? Great question. So everything has a different cooking temperature that is okay, as far as your health code goes. So vegetables are going to need to be a different temperature than your meat does, and it cooks quicker. So say you've got steak and you need to cook it to 150 degrees, right? On the internal temperature, whatever. That's about medium. So your vegetables, you take your meat, you touch your vegetables, they only need to be cooked to 140 degrees. So it doesn't kill all that bacteria that was on the meat, and then it could make you sick. And same goes with chicken. So you want to make sure, that you switch your gloves in between touching your meat and your vegetables, or you can do your vegetables first and then move on to the meat, because anything on the vegetables is going to be killed by the temperature that your meat is being cooked to. So make sure that you wash your hands, you switch your gloves, or you handle your vegetables before you handle your meat. So our second question is Kayla from Savannah. How do I cook bratwurst on the egg? Great question. And bratwurst is delicious. I'll actually be doing an Oktoberfest episode in October or September, around then, so we'll be able to teach you and show you directly. But as far as bratwurst go, I like to braise my bratwurst in beer first, put it in one of our enameled Dutch ovens, pour some beer in there, and let it simmer for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then pull it out and stick it on the grill and sear it. Top it with sauerkraut, however you want it. That's my personal favorite. Now, of course, you can just throw them on the grill, but this adds a lot more flavor and moisture to your bratwurst. All right, so let's get on to our recipe for the day. This is something very different. It is Croque Monsieur and Croque Madame. So it's actually just a really fancy ham and cheese sandwich with bechamel sauce. So we are going to start with 4 slices of smoked ham, 4 slices of sourdough bread, 4 slices of smoked provolone, 1 cup of shredded Gruyere cheese, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 egg for the Croque Madame. The Croque Monsieur does not have any egg, just the Croque Madame. And we're going to be using 1 cup of bechamel sauce. So to make that, we're using 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 tablespoon of flour, 3/4 of a cup of warmed milk, 1/4 cup warmed heavy cream. So we're just going to add that to our milk in our heat-safe cups here. 1 teaspoon of salt to taste, 1 teaspoon of coarse black pepper, and 2 teaspoons of ground nutmeg. So we are going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to start by adding our heavy cream to our milk. And we're just going to set this on the egg here and let that warm up for a minute. And then we're going to go ahead and slice our sourdough bread. Since we're making 2 sandwiches, of course, we want 4 slices of bread. Now, I don't know about you, sourdough bread is my absolute favorite, and I could eat this entire loaf by myself. Didn't say it was healthy, but it's good. All right, so I'm going to take some slices from the middle here because I want my sandwiches to be about the same size. Perfect. Now you can use the ends for something else, find something to make with it. You can make other little sandwiches, breadcrumbs, whatever you'd like. All right, so we have our beautiful bread here. Okay, so while we have that, let's go ahead and make our bechamel sauce. Now, this can be a little bit tricky at first, just be patient with yourself. Now we want to make sure that our cast iron pan is still hot. Today we are cooking indirect at about 375 to 400 degrees. We have our cast iron half moon griddle with the plancha side up, and we are going to go ahead and add our 1 tablespoon of butter to our cast iron and melt it. For right now, we're just going to use our wooden spoon, and then we are going to add our flour. Now we're going to cook this just until that flour smell kind of comes out of this little roux here, and it gets kind of a golden color. All right, so I'm going to take my handy dandy egg mitt here. Give this a nice little extra stir. We're going to let that cook for just about 2 minutes, and then we're going to put our heavy cream and milk in very slowly so that it does not get lumpy. We're just going to add a little bit at a time to make sure that our bechamel sauce is smooth here, making sure to whisk. Now I want to try to get kind of all these little clumps out, so just keep whisking pretty fast here. And you can see it start to thicken up. We want a smooth, creamy sauce. And now, because we're using the cast iron, once I'm done putting this heavy cream into our pan and milk, we're going to pull it off, and I'm going to finish it up on the top, because obviously we don't want to be keeping our egg open for that long, but I do want to make sure that this cast iron stays hot while I am stirring. Now we are going to go ahead and pull our sauce off, put it up here, and we're going to shut our egg. All right, now we are going to keep stirring this sauce here. And we want it to thicken up. Now, of course, if it doesn't get thick enough, you can put it back on the egg, but these cast irons do retain quite a bit of heat. All right, so I'm going to add a pinch of salt here or two to our sauce. We're going to add our nutmeg and some black pepper. And we're just going to keep stirring. All right, so our bechamel sauce has thickened up. We're going to give it a good stir, and please, like I said, make sure that you taste this. You don't want it to taste like flour. It should almost have like a cheesy flavor. Okay, so what we are going to do now, we are going to have our sourdough open, ready for building. We're going to take some bechamel sauce here, and we're going to put it on the bottom piece of our bread. All right, and then we are going to go in with our smoked ham. And then we're going to put some of our smoked provolone cheese. How beautiful is that? And then we're going to take some of our fresh Gruyere cheese and grate it directly on. I'm having a little trouble because my cheese is really thin down at the end because it's so fresh. And it's okay if you make a mess, you know, it's supposed to be a fun, delicious, kind of rustic sandwich. Beautiful. All right. And then I'm going to put a little bit of this bechamel on the top slice here. Put it directly on. But we're not done. It is not a croque monsieur or croque madame if you don't put bechamel sauce on the top of the sandwich. How beautiful. It's going to be super, super, super cheesy here. And then we're going to top it with some more, guess what? Gruyere cheese. Now I like to use fresh cheese for this because it melts more evenly. Anytime you're making a sandwich, I mean, I'm using the sliced provolone, you know, because it's the perfect shape. But anytime that you're shredding cheese or using shredded cheese, just shred it yourself. I know it's a little bit extra work, but believe me, it is completely and totally worth it. All right, so now that we've made a beautiful cheesy mess here, we are going to open our egg. And we are going to put a bunch of olive oil on our cast iron plancha here. And we are going to place our sandwiches directly on our griddle. Now we're not going to flip these, so you need to make sure that all of your cheese is completely melted on the top, and then we're going to use our igniter to kind of broil the top of our sandwiches. So while we're waiting on that, let's get into our tips for the experts today. So today we are talking about our rib and roast racks for our tips from the experts, and our roasting and drip pan. Can't really have one without the other. All right, so here is the smaller size. Obviously you can use this in the small, medium, large, extra large, or 2X, and these are perfect for your rib roasts, your turkeys, any kind of poultry, and they fit perfectly just in there and have like a little chair to roast in or smoke. Now you've also got this, which of course is much bigger for your larger turkeys, your larger birds, your larger rib roasts. This one also fits perfectly into your roasting and drip pan, and what's great about this is if you have your turkey or your chicken or your roast up in this rack, you can put whatever you want down in this drip pan. You can put beef broth, beer, vegetables, whatever you want, and all of those good juices from your meat are going to drip down. So that was our tips from the experts today. Now let's check on our beautiful Croque Monsieur. It's looking gorgeous. Let's just check how well they're cooked. And actually, they are looking pretty perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and take our igniter here, and we're just gonna toast the top of our sandwich, because it's not a croque monsieur or croque madame if it's not broiled or toasted on the top. And it's fun, you know, it's almost like flame throwing your sandwich. All right, so now that that is toasted and we're looking melty, we are going to pull them onto our cutting board here. Now, one of these are Croque Madame. Okay, so that means we need an egg. So I'm gonna pour some butter onto our plancha here. I'm gonna take an egg and right into the pan. We're gonna fry this egg, and then we're gonna put it directly on top one of our beautiful sandwiches. Now you wanna make sure that this egg is cooked over medium, because the whole point is to cut into it and have that yolk kind of drip down our sandwich. Give it a little flip here, and this is super quick. Just to add a little extra something something to your sandwich. You can actually do this on pizza too. Put it in the middle of the pizza and it's fabulous. They used to do that a lot in Belgium where I grew up. Put an egg in the middle of the pizza. You can put it on a burger too. Fried egg just makes everything better, and it's protein. All right. Perfect. And right onto the top of our beautiful Croque Madame. So these are actually really easy sandwiches to make, and it's just a little bit, something different instead of just a grilled cheese. There's so many different ways to do a sandwich with grilled cheese and to toast it. Now, I hope that I've inspired you to try something new and different on your egg today. I mean, look at this beautiful French lunch I have here. If you're not an egger yet, please head to biggreenegg.com, where we have online home delivery from a dealer in your community. Once again, I'm Liz Burrell. Thank you for tuning in, and come back next time when I've got something special in store for you.
There's a place where fire and flavor are celebrated. Grill it, roast it, smoke it, or bake it. It's the most versatile grill you'll ever own. Have it delivered to your door by a certified dealer in your community and start enjoying the ultimate cooking experience. Visit biggreenegg.com.